what I take the most about the experience is that I learned architecture in English.
So we have a special kind of podcast today, which is done through online video call. So I'm here with Sophia Velasquez. Hello, Sophia.
Hi.
And so you can tell me a little bit your time in ARCHIP. You are originally from Colombia and you are now living in New York City, and somewhere in between you came to Prague. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, so in 2020 I did my semester abroad. I did like Erasmus in Prague because my university back in Medellin in Colombia, it has this like a direct relationship with ARCHIP. So I feel that some students, like it's just a few of us, I would say like around maybe 5, we have been going to Prague because I feel it's not that of a famous like Erasmus place for Colombia. But I decided to go there in 2020, and it was one of the best experiences that I have had like in architecture.
And why was that? The city?
Yes,
the
city,
school?
Yeah, I mean, because when you live in Colombia, like you learn about this architecture through books, like these historical buildings. But then when you go and you have classes that they actually take you to the buildings, it's actually like a total different experience. Like you stop seeing these like historical buildings through like the like books or like through the screens, and you visit them. Like for example, the Virus Cathedral, all of these like very like architecture that you have to learn either way, but you're living it like in person. So it's a very different experience.
And when you were at ARCHIP, did you have a history of architecture class?
Yeah, I actually did history of architecture and history of art.
And it was different than, let's say, how you have it in Colombia, or it was extra special being Prague-based?
I think it's like what I'm saying. Like in Colombia, you would learn about the entire world, and you would learn about this type of architecture, like I would say Renaissance or Gothic or all of these, like all of these and are only like through pictures, like built like books. But when you were there, like my classes would take me to museums. I would see the art in person, and I would see the buildings and like myself. So it was amazing.
And when you were, and you had AD studio also, this was your second year or your third year? Which year of studies were you?
No, actually it was my third year, because in Colombia we have 5 years of like degree.
So in the middle of your studies you came to Prague. Yeah. And what project did you work on for AD?
The final project we did, it was in Liberec. I feel it was like around the outskirts of Prague. So we did a field trip, and I think that I was with you, and we did like different lots, and I remember that my lot, and we could choose like the client we wanted, and I chose an artist's house.
And the idea was that all of the, maybe to describe a little bit how it works, if I remember correctly, all of the students formed one larger urban structure that we placed into the village, and then everyone had their parts within it.
Exactly, yeah. We divided in 3. We had like different parts of like the village, but we designed like a urban plan, and we made like new lots. How would it work? Everything integrated, and then all of us would do a different lot, and it would work like all together. And yeah.
And this way of teaching also, was it like different from what you were used to?
Actually, it was. I feel there's so many different like ways of learning, and I feel that I had the opportunity to have them both, because I feel in Colombia everything is very like not autonomous, like you have to do it like you always have like a teacher on top of you. Like it's very like a lot of like pressure, but in a, like I would say like in a good way, that it makes you be like your best like best self. And in a way, you just let your work be presented by itself. You do like this huge poster and that's it. But I feel in Prague it was kind of different. It was more autonomous, like the teachers wouldn't be like on top of you, but then we would have these like meetings that we would be like all of us like presenting to you, or it was very like working all together, which in Colombia we do it more independently. So I really liked that experience, and at the same time I felt that when you're autonomous and then you have to present, like you put your own like goals, so it's like very interesting, the different ways of learning, which I feel they're very valid, like both of them, but I really liked.
And so after you were at ARCHIP for this time, and it was during COVID time, was it?
2020.
In the spring of 2020. And so you also got a nice experience, I think, of Prague at that time, where usually in spring, almost spring, you can hear the birds in the cities anyway, but then it was especially quiet, I think, especially calm, at least. And after this, then you went back to Colombia to finish studies?
So I finished my studies back in Colombia, and after that, I can tell you a little about my professional like career now. So I did my internship at a firm in Colombia called ALH. That it's like I would say very recognized because they are innovative with Colombian architecture, because they implemented green like facades. They implemented like all of this greenery like in all of their buildings, which was something that like I know it was kind of famous around the world already, but in Colombia like they were the pioneers. Actually, like after this, like it became, I would say, like a trend, because it's not only aesthetic and the buildings look nice, but in a way it's really helping it's very sustainable, because it's helping all of this pollution that we struggle with, like in the valley, like we live in a valley, so it's very like it's helping a lot, all of this greenery. And it's nice how architecture, it's like helping the air condition.
Maybe we could even flash some images of the projects, because just to elaborate a little bit, it's very lush green. Even it's not just like green facade; it's like a growing forest facade. Yeah,
exactly.
More green than our facades can be in the Czech Republic, I think. But.
Exactly. Yeah, and they're like all of them. They're new builds, so they can do it like from scratch. Because I feel in Prague, sometimes like you really have to respect the existing buildings, and it's hard, like to do these new facades, I would say. And after that, I did my internship, and they offered me like a full-time job. I worked with them, and then after that, I worked remotely at a firm in LA.
You mean you worked remotely from Colombia?
From Colombia.
Like this.
Yeah. And this was these high-end like residential developers, and they did like these huge houses. It was like like in Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, like all of these nice and like I would say no budget houses, no budget projects. It was amazing. We worked through like the architecture, interior design. They would do everything, and it was such a nice experience. And that was like, I would say, like my first step to get into American architecture, like all the different, not the metric system, but getting to know the imperial like feet and inches, which was kind of like like new for me. And well, a lot of new vocabulary as well. Like I keep learning every day. And I I don't know if you've heard about AIA, that it's like the AIA.
The American Institute of Architects, for those who don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
There's AIA Europe, it's AIA around the world, but also the local chapters throughout the United States. So
Yeah, exactly.
of which I'm also a member. But
Yeah, that's it. And actually every year, like they do an annually conference, like a big conference in each city. So I heard of this and I was like, this is so interesting, like I want to learn. So I volunteered as staff and I went to this conference. That year was in San Francisco. And I did a lot of networking. I met with so many like recognized architects. I learned a lot, new subjects, like it was incredible. And through networking, I actually got my job here in New York. So it was very like nice, and I came like in person, and I'm here.
So you heard of the AIA San Francisco while you were still in Colombia, and you went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Well, so there's some determination to do that. And so how did then how from San Francisco to New York? How this jump?
So literally it was like through networking. Like I met so many people, and then when I decided that working remote wasn't working for me like anymore, because I felt it was like very like you were comfortable, but at the same time I felt like our age is not to be comfortable but to be like in person, hands-on, like visiting the projects in person. I was like no, like definitely I want to be like somewhere in person, and hopefully like I was actually open. I was like it could be America, it could be Europe. Like I just want to explore the world. I feel that I have learned like in Colombia, like I study here, I'm ready to like learn something new. So I started like just contacting people, letting them know that I was open, like someone that's hiring like a junior architect, entry level. And then they told me like, yeah, actually like one of my friends, she's looking for someone. And that's like how I got here. And like I interview, I send my portfolio, everything. And actually something interesting that may help some other students or people that want to like try this new experience. I came with a J1 visa that is 7 interns and trainees. Trainees means like they're just like new graduates, and after graduating you have to have like 1 year, I would say, I don't remember, like 1 year and a half experience in another country working as an architect, and then you come
for coming to work into the US. Could I ask actually on behalf of maybe some other students who could be curious, let's say when you said that you sent out your portfolios and made these general applications, did everybody reply? Or half maybe? Or not even half?
I wouldn't say even half. Yeah, but I just say like you just have to keep trying. And I feel sometimes when you do like you send your portfolio or your CV like to these huge, I would say like LinkedIn or that they're recruiting, I feel your portfolio might get lost. Like there like times that you would like they would check it out or something, but there's so many like different people trying to apply that I feel that what has worked for me, or I feel it's the most effective thing, it's networking. So contact someone in the company they know, go to conferences, like try to really like connect with people. Like there's so many different ways, like I don't know, like maybe through LinkedIn get to know these people, or go to in-person events, or just put it out. And I feel through connections is going to be easier than just being a number.
And would you say that you could use your time in Prague as a kind of feather in your cap, like a highlight of your story?
No, 100%. Like I would say the key, like so many good things about Prague, but what I take the most about the experience is that I learned architecture in English, because I already had my English. I learned it at school, but I did my career architecture degree in Spanish, and there's actually like an entire new world of vocabulary, and I would say mostly like in America that you have another system, imperial system to work with. It's like kind of tough, so already knowing this architecture in English, it really helped me, and I feel it wouldn't have been possible without Prague, and it was like one of the best decisions that I have ever made.
And so now it's morning time for you, I guess, in New York, and you're going to work to this new job that you got in New York City. And so what sort of things are you working on there?
Okay, so this company, it's a Colombian company called Atelier Garcia, and actually it's very, like, I would say like coincidence, or I don't know how to say, but because they are Colombian and they have projects in Colombia and here.
Okay.
And actually they're very recognized as well. Like they have projects like in the MoMA, like Museum of Modern Art, like in their galleries. Like they have so many like interesting projects, and they do mostly residential projects, but they have done like commercial, like museums as well, like libraries. They have done so many things. But right now what we're working, they just started like actually it's like one of their first projects, that it's this restaurant. It's a barbecue restaurant, but they're like literally changing renaming the concept of barbecue, because when you hear barbecue, it's like something like super informal, not nice, but they're making this high-end experience, like this elevated experience. And well, I would say we are doing it because they have this the restaurant has this huge smokers gallery. So we're making it like very conceptual, like for you to live how the barbecue like works. So we have done 2 new locations for this restaurant. We actually started a new project in Italy, like a house. We have been working on a residential building in North Carolina.
Okay.
We have like a couple
Like
of projects.
After the floods, you mean? Or no, we're not related to the floods.
No, not really. And actually, yeah, we're designing this project thinking about the thoughts. Like the first level, it's like only with columns prepared, but like the construction hasn't started. We're almost done with the design. Yeah. So a lot of different projects, but all of them are very like I would say different, and in the same way, like they really have style of architecture. They use a lot of concrete. We started some houses as well in Colombia. We have like a couple of projects, and they're very, very interesting. So I'm very happy. I have learned a lot. The software we use the most is Revit. So we have implemented a lot of, like, I would say, new workflows, and we do like rendering. Yeah.
And you're enjoying this, I guess you're from a pretty big city, but you're enjoying New York City?
Yeah, I feel no city is as big or like as New York. Like I feel from wherever you come, I would not say only like it's big, but it's so busy. Like so many things are happening at the same time. It's like kind of overstimulating, so it might be overwhelming for like I would say most of the people, but I'm actually loving it. I think maybe the only tough thing that I told you, is the weather. Like for me, winter was a little hard, mostly because of the sunlight. But because of if it's not about that, I love the city. I love all the activities it has. So many conferences, like so many for everyone, for everything. There's something out there.
And do you have any would you go back to Colombia, do you think? And maybe it's too hard to say now, or you want to stay like in the New York City area, or you see longer term plans? Would you go back, work in Colombia, like be settled there, or you're still open?
No, I actually I really like it here, and to be honest, I love Colombia. I love it so much, but I feel there's so much like technology like around the world, opportunities, like bigger budgets, and I feel I'm leaning more to continue exploring the world, maybe here, hopefully here, or I'm also open like in Europe.
Back to Prague.
Yeah, Prague. But still, yeah, like I really want to continue exploring the world, the architecture. I feel it's so interesting learning from different architecture process everywhere, and still learning, so much, and being able to give these, like, the creativity that I have come with from so many different cultures I have been, and I love it, and I feel it's a perfect match that I have so much eager, like, to give my best, my creativity, like my skills, and to be in a place that it has so much to offer.
And you almost sort of answered it, but what would you say maybe to some other possible visiting students to ARCHIP?
No, I would say you have to take that risk, because, for example, for Colombians, I'm gonna touch like this subject. Most of my colleagues, they actually lean towards like Spain, or like I would say like a country that they wouldn't have to change their language. And I feel it kind of like sounds scary, like hearing like, wait, but like Czech, do you know Czech? And I would just want to say that literally I survived with knowing 3 words.
You didn't learn Czech while you were here?
No.
I didn't, only English. So I would say like that's like a myth. You will survive without knowing Czech. And just like knowing English, it will open so many like opportunities, because I would say a lot of Latin people, they do their careers in Latin countries, Spanish speaking, and I feel it's the perfect, I would say, if you're transitioning like from these, I would say like Spanish speaking cities, and you're moving like out of your country, out of your continent, literally I would choose Prague, because it's the perfect size. It's so welcoming in a way that it's not like overwhelming. There's so many like students, so you will find friends. Everybody's like in your same vibe. There's so many things to do in the city, like all of the parks, museums. As I told you, like if you like architecture and art, it's the city. And I feel ARCHIP is the best opportunity and the best option, because it's very personalized. I have always said this, as there are not as much students, like you have this really direct relationship like with the teacher. You learn so much, as we were saying as well, like doing these meetings as a group, projects as a group, like really like makes you get out of your comfort zone and speak English, like learning architecture in English, all of these new terms, all of these new architectural ways of thinking. It's really worth it. It helped me.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, and I'm gonna let you also go, because you have to grab your breakfast before going to work. But it was really nice to see you again after all of these years, and also to talk to you. And I thank you for sharing your story and your experiences. And we wish you also all the best to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I really have Prague like in the bottom of my heart, and it really was like a very good step that I took in, for all of the things that I have accomplished. It wouldn't have been possible without ARCHIP. Literally, I really learned so much. Such a great experience.
Thank you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.